Merry Christmas, guys. Compliments of the season. Quick one. I just let me shoot quickly do this video. Bitcoin is doing amazingly well. Like I said, once again, Merry Christmas. it's um it's an interesting time and it's a beautiful time to be alive. Bitcoin is blowing everybody's mind right now. And as you can see, earlier on today, before this time, you know, I think that was around earlier on. We saw Bitcoin, breaks that $25,000 um $25,000 range per one Bitcoin. In this video, I'm going to be talking about that, Bitcoin breaking that side. I'm basically going to be talking about um the fundamental reasons why that happens, you know, and then we are also going to look at Bitcoin's dominance, um in comparison to other altcoins. You will actually notice that Bitcoin is actually, leading the pack. Of course, it's the number one crypto that we have in the market. It's leading the pack. Right now, as you can see, it broke the 25,000 and came back a little to 24,000, 900. It's as at the time I'm filming this video, is around $25,930. Now, but basically, let's look at the charts. I always like looking at the charts. You remember the last video I made, and I was talking about, Bitcoin is going to break the $20,000 range. And I was talking about the patterns that Bitcoin has been, forming in the past, especially this year. For me, for what I've noticed, this year trend seems to be very different. And we are going to be also talking about the reason why that is very important. Why we have so much the way Bitcoin is behaving this year comparison to the last bull run. Why that is why this year is totally different. Having said that, if you look at this spot um that I explained, the last video that I made mention of the fact that this year Bitcoin has formed a pattern where um when it moves up, yeah, it ranges for a while, forms a very strong support, and then it breaks that resistance and continue the move. Because like I said, like I've always been saying, we are seeing a bull season. So that trend keeps continuing. Yeah, it keeps moving, along in tandem with that trend. And then it gets to the $12,000 range, then it ranges and from another support around this area, around the $10,000. This was around in October, around October. That period also ranges for a while. And then it breaks this resistance 12,000 resistance, and then breaks out and forms another mini resistance around this area, around that 12,000, so around the $12,000 range. So there's a resistance there. It comes down, forms another support, and then it goes back up. It breaks this support, this resistance again, and then as you can see, it mostly touches the $15,000. It ranges around that area, and then comes to the $18,000. It's just forming that pattern. So it comes to the 19,000. It's the same pattern so far that we have seen so far. And then when it breaks that $20,000, which is the 19,800, which used to be the all-time high, the one it forms in 2018, early January 2018. And then when it breaks it, the 19,800 range, then it goes past the 20,000 range. Now, if you remember in my last video, that I mentioned that what normally happens is that anytime Bitcoin breaks the all-time high, it moves a while. It moves a while above that all-time high, like we see in 2012, 2013, around that when it breaks that, um, when it touches the $1,000 range, it comes down. Now, around that period, Bitcoin was around $150. So it went up to the $1,000. Immediately it breaks that all-time high, it went to touch $1,000. I mean, that's about almost 20 something thousand %. Then it came down. Then 2016, we saw during the halving again. Then in 2017, it went all the way up again, breaks the $1,000 and went to 19,800. Now, the $1,000 range used to be the resistance, but it breaks that resistance and went all the way. So the same thing is happening this year, as you can see. So immediately it broke the 19,800. It went and it's still going up. I still believe that between now and the end of next year, you should see Bitcoin around probably $50,000. I mean, that's my own projection. I mean, I want to be very conservative. I'm a very conservative person. Some people said we should see Bitcoin around $100,000. I'm not doubting that. If you look at the past that I used to do, So the question is, why is Bitcoin this year is different? Because normally in the past other halving year, if you are listening to me previously, even during the halving, before the halving, I was talking about that anytime anytime we have a Bitcoin halving, um, we always have bull run. So any year that is a Bitcoin halving, Bitcoin always, we always have the bull run. So having said that, the question is that let's look at Bitcoin dominance. You know, if you look at coin market cap, you notice that Bitcoin dominance so far is around 68.9%, which is huge, And as you can see, it's taking over. It has already taken over the market, and the altcoins are just moving in the shadows of Bitcoin. As you can see, they are not doing so well yet. I believe they will still peak too. I believe they will peak. So Bitcoin dominance has been very, very phenomenal. I mean, it's showing that Bitcoin is the Baba. I mean, Bitcoin is the chairman, is the Oga Patapata is the chairman. Let me use that word. Because it's the first cryptocurrency, so it's seriously leading path. It's seriously leading the path, and then we can also see so many reasons why that is happening. Now, one of the reasons fundamentally, like I said, Bitcoin has already broken all the our technical, resistance, and it's still moving up. And I believe it's still going to move up. And like I said, between now and the end of next year, you should be seeing Bitcoin at least at $50,000 per one Bitcoin. Trust me, it's going to get there. You should see it at least at $50,000 per one Bitcoin. I mean, there's no argument about it between now and the end of next year. So some folks say, like I said, some folks say $100,000. Well, I can't do anything. I'm not gonna doubt that. I'm just I'm an optimist. So I'm not gonna doubt that. So having said that, so we can see a lot happening. One of the reasons, like I've said in one of my course, in my video course, that inflation is one of this year has been a very, very globally has been a very not so good a year, the pandemic. So inflation happening around the world is one of the reasons why people are looking for where to keep their money. I mean, every currency all over the world has been hit by the coronavirus. So a lot of people are looking for where to put their funds so that their money doesn't lose value. If you look at Naira for an example, Naira has lost a lot of value this year. I mean, more than 45% this year. And then that is due to the coronavirus, and then nobody's buying our crude oil. So, and the same thing is happening all over. In the US, a lot of printing of money. Now, let me just quickly give you this key takeaway from Investopedia. It's inflation and the lowering purchasing power amidst massive stimulus spend is driving people to store value assets, including so a lot of people are moving to Bitcoin as a value, as a store of value, as against paper money or fiat currency. So a lot of people are actually moving to Bitcoin as against that because naturally people like something that is stable, that and something that will also give them returns. So nobody likes to lose money, right? Then Bitcoin's mining reward halving mechanism further prove its scarcity and make that store value asset. Like I said, I was talking about halving this year. Halving actually produce scarcity, and then there are a lot of people. That means we have more money chasing less Bitcoin, right? So the value will go up. Demand is higher, way higher than supply. Then institutional adoption has both an investment and a service they can provide shows strong confidence in future of Bitcoin. Now, a lot of institutions are getting involved. I'm going to show you the top 7 institutions that are getting involved. A lot of them are getting because when inflation and pandemic is going on around the world, those that will feel it the most are the institutions, are big institutions. They'll be losing a lot of money because when they keep their money in paper money or fiat currency, it loses value fast. You know, your cryptocurrency and Bitcoin has come to stay. Now, let me quickly read this part to you. Inflation and the lowering purchasing power of the dollar. Since the gold standard was removed in 1971 by Richard Nixon, the amount of circulating dollars has steadily increased. Between the year 1975 and just before the coronavirus hit, the total money has increased from $273.4 billion to over $4 trillion as of March 2020. Okay, please pay attention to that. Since that date, the total money supply has gone from 4 trillion to 6.5 trillion. Can you imagine? Between March 2020 to November 2020, you can see the amount of money that was printed in the US, 2.5 trillion. I mean, this has never happened in the history of monetary or printing money in the United States in a single year. Now, if you notice, since 1975 till early this year, March time, only $4 trillion was printed, right? But now, from that time after the coronavirus, so far $2.5 trillion have been printed. And the United States government is still proposing another stimulus package for people. So you see where the inflation is happening at. There's a lot of money in the circulation, so it's affecting the value of dollar. Okay, so right now they say Congress is currently in talks to pass another stimulus bill, nearly $1 trillion, aimed to help those suffering from the coronavirus. Should this new stimulus bill be passed, it will mean that since the onset of coronavirus, around 50% of the world's total supply of gas that we have been printed in 2020. I mean, that's crazy. So that means once that stimulus is passed, we have 50% of the total supply of United States dollars has been printed in 2020 alone. 2020 alone. I mean that means that means you have too much money in circulation. And that's why a lot of people are looking for a store of value where to put their money. And that's why I strongly believe that as soon as this new stimulus package is passed, just like we've seen so far this year, you should see Bitcoin, moving higher than this. Trust me. As soon as they pass down, because that means you're having more money in circulation, which is actually killing the value of the dollar. Okay. So that's a major reason why a major fundamental reason why we see Bitcoin moving up in the way it's going, and the price. I mean, it keeps breaking, every price target. Okay, it keeps breaking every price target. Having said that, now let's look at institution. I spoke about institutions. They are all. I mean, when you look at the way inflation is happening in the US because of more printing of money because of coronavirus, people that are holding a lot of money in the bank, will be highly hit. For example, somebody that has $1,000, feel the effect, but the guy that has like $20,000 in the bank feels the effects more. Okay, feels the effects more. Now compare that to institutions that have their reserve in billions of dollars. Okay, and then you see that a lot of these institutions are also buying Bitcoin, and they are also one of the reasons why Bitcoin price is surging. As a matter of fact, it is said today that the supply of Bitcoin buys up almost immediately. As soon as new Bitcoins are being printed, they are being bought by institutions. Now let's look at the 7 public companies with the biggest Bitcoin portfolios. If we go down, let's look at them one by one. Institutional investors are increasingly buying up Bitcoin. Several majors, like I said, they are buying. Several major firms have collectively purchased hundreds of millions of dollars worth of the cryptocurrency. Now, one of them is, I mean, Grayscale. If you have been in the crypto space for a while, you'd have been hearing people talking about, you would have hearing talk about Grayscale too. And I'm posting on the groups also. Grayscale investment is undoubtedly one of the biggest names in the Bitcoin space, and for good reason. As a cryptocurrency investment fund, Grayscale allows accredited investors to gain exposure to Bitcoin and a variety of other digital assets through several trusts and funds without needing to hold or manage this asset directly. So Grayscale, I mean, is number one. It's number one. So far, they have $7.4 billion in BTC currently under management. Grayscale investment now holds more than 2%. I mean, of the Bitcoin total supply, and they are still buying. They buy like almost every day. It's 481,711 BTC currently under management, according to BitcoinTreasuries.org. So you see, look at what Barry Seabart said. I contend that Grayscale is the fastest growing asset manager of all time. So prove me wrong. So they keep buying. Then we have CoinShares. It's also another institution that is buying Bitcoin. One of the earliest pioneers in digital assets, and also joins the list of public companies managing substantial Bitcoin asset. I think they have these shares also. CoinShares have about right now they have over $1 billion worth of crypto assets, including 69,000. They are holding 69,000. Compared to Grayscale is is the chairman. They are holding 0.4% of the current supply. Don't forget, Grayscale is holding about 2%. The MicroStrategy, everybody, I'm very sure you know MicroStrategy, Michael Saylor, a prominent business analyst, has adopted Bitcoin as its primary reserve asset. So far, they are holding 38,250 BTC reserve. So this is the CEO of MicroStrategy. Then he's talking on Twitter. Then we have Galaxy Digital Holdings also. So far, they are holding 16,665, 16,651 BTC. Then we have 3IQ. 3IQ is holding 8,295 BTC. The worth is $128 million. Then we have the ETC Bitcoin ETP. They are holding 5,315 BTC. The worth is over 80 million. Then we have Square Incorporated. That's the company of Jack Dorsey. That's Twitter CEO. They also own Cash App. So they have $50 million investment. So you can see the reason why we are seeing all the moves. Institutions are buying Bitcoin. In fact, Grayscale keeps buying Bitcoin every other day. So like I said earlier at the beginning of this video, we should see Bitcoin surges more, especially if the president of the United States sign that stimulus bill that the Senate are proposing. I mean, probably by January, I don't know. If you sign into law and then that money is released and it's printed, we should see more surge in Bitcoin. And like I said, that's one of the reasons, inflation is causing inflation. Also, institutions are buying. We have never seen institution buy Bitcoin this much. This is the first time in history. 2017 was the institution that was driving Bitcoin. It's although some institutional bodies bought some, but we have never seen them buy in this manner. And the reason is not far-fetched, like I said. Nobody likes losing money. Paper money has lost value and nobody likes losing money. So that's all for today. So what I would say, just make sure you position yourself, and don't forget to like, to share, and to comment. And also in the link below of this video, see I have a video course. I mean, that's one of the best course. A lot of people, I have a lot of people that send me mails, to appreciate what we're doing in this space, the little we can do. So that video course is one of the best that you can ever get out there. And it's next to nothing. So in the link below, just click the link tradersabo.com see to the link below, click it and go through the process. We have there's a free webinar that you can watch, and then can also buy the course from there. So thank you. And like I said, don't forget to like, share, and comment. Merry Christmas once again. Bye.